Welcome to the rest of my life. I'm Lance Ash, and I'm heading to work after 3 days off. Had 3 days off because Friday, or Thursday really, had a doctor's appointment, and it was my endocrinologist, and I got there, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before the appointment was scheduled to start. They took me back almost immediately, waited in the waiting room. He came in and talked to me for less than 2 minutes. So I got out of there before the appointment was actually scheduled to begin. You're doing fine. All right. Job number one. What CDs have I brought with me? I got a whole bunch of CDs this weekend from thrift stores. So I brought some of those to listen to. All right, number one, EMF, Schubert Dip. Number two, Ricky Lee Jones, Flying Cowboys. Number three, Wang Chung, Mosaic. Number four, the Blow Monkeys, Grocer's Daughter album. Next, homemade CD, Herb Alpert Volume 3. Next, another homemade CD. This is a recording I made of 2 German language YouTube videos, just the audio, obviously. All right, next, Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time. Next, Filter, Short Bus. And lastly, another homemade CD. This is a transfer from 2 LPs. The first LP is Ricky Lee Jones' first album, and the second is Carole King's Wraparound Joy. All right. Now, next thing. This might have a list of topics here. First topic, mental illness documentary. All right, I've been looking for this for a long time. Back in high school, I don't know, 11th or 12th grade, maybe, not really sure. We watched a documentary in class one day on mental illness. I don't know if it was specifically schizophrenia or mental illness in general. I can't remember. But the only thing I remember specifically is part of the video featured this grown man that lived at home with his, I think, just his mother. And he was really gone. And on the back, I think, on the back of the mirror on the dresser in his bedroom, he had scratched what he called a map of the universe, or map of the world. I think it was map of the universe. And I just saw it fleetingly, almost 40 years ago, and I've been wanting to see it again ever since. So if anybody out there hears this and knows what documentary it is, please give me a response. All right, next. Finished watching the New Kids in the Hall season. 8 episodes, pretty good up until episode 6, which clearly displayed a downturn in quality and in focus. And I'm sorry, episode 7, and then episode 8 wasn't much better. So, and anyway, so finished that, and then I watched the 2-part Kids in the Hall documentary, which I thought was pretty good. I wish they'd gone into a little more detail about the making of Brain Candy, because the only thing they really mentioned about it was just how depressed they were while they were making it and what a hard slog it was. But the whole documentary really dealt more with the interpersonal relationships amongst the members of the troupe than it did the business side, I guess you'd say, or, you know. And it didn't deal with their own shit, you know, like, oh, in the interim I got married and had 2 kids, or whatever. Because I think, Brain Candy was severely underrated. I think it was a great movie, certainly a great movie for them, and I wish that it had been successful enough that they could have followed up with another 2 in the same way that Monty Python did. On a related note, everybody talks about what a masterpiece Holy Grail is and what a really great masterpiece Life of Brian is. But Meaning of Life is sort of shunted to the side, like, oh, it really wasn't that good and what a letdown it was. No, I think Meaning of Life is a great movie. Just to mention one brilliant scene, the scene in World War I where the little platoon is going to go over the top and probably all get killed. The members of the platoon present the lieutenant with gifts, and all of the gifts are watches or clocks, symbols of time running out. Brilliant. All right, next topic. Okay, you notice earlier I mentioned I have 2 Ricky Lee Jones albums with me. I was out this weekend hitting thrift stores, and I came across her Flying Cowboys album, and I remembered that cover art for some reason. Don't know why. And so I got it. I'd had her first album. I went looking for. I used to have her first album on LP, and I went looking for it. I must have gotten rid of it. I don't know why. But anyway, so it got me. I got the record, you know. I got the Flying Cowboys album, and it got me thinking, oh, this is. You need to get back into her. You need to start exploring her other albums and so forth. So I started looking up pictures of her. God damn, she was sexy. And I saw some, she's got her own YouTube channel, and she's got stuff she's put out lately. And she's still cute as a bug, even older. I don't know. I like artsy women like that, you know. Artsy's probably not the right word. Bohemian, perhaps. So I sort of made a little list here. I'm putting her in the same category as Joni Mitchell and Stevie Nicks. There's a trio for you. Sexy. I told my wife one time, Stevie Nicks is the kind of woman that reminds you of when you're in high school and some new girl comes to town and starts going to your school, and she's from elsewhere, and she's a little bit arty, a little bit strange, you know, kind of girl that you want to be your girlfriend. Oh, yes. Now, speaking of which, my wife knows that I like Bjork, or Björk, however you pronounce it, and Sade, and she's always joking, oh, you have crushes on them. So a couple months ago, I told her, Bjork or Sade? Bjork or Sade? Oh, they're sexy too. I know the thought of Bjork being sexy is an odd one for some people. I like weird women. What can I say? All right. Next. Last week, I posted a video and I titled it Dinosaurs, because I'd mentioned drawing pictures of dinosaurs back in middle school, high school, middle school. Okay, normally when I post a video, I can count on 2 views within 24 hours and possibly 4 views within the next 24 hours. I mean, total 4 views within 48 hours. Well, I've got over 50 views within just a day or two of posting a video titled Dinosaurs. And at first I thought, well, you know, it's the title, Dinosaurs. People look for videos on dinosaurs, and so that pops up. A friend of mine said it's probably because the new Jurassic Park movie's coming out, and that makes the word dinosaur even more searched for or more suggested to people. Could be. So I'm going to do an experiment and title this one something also desirable, I guess is the right word, and see what happens. Alright, that's the basic topics. I have an anecdote listed here. Alright, 6th grade, must have been the summer before 6th grade, I think. We went to my family, my mother, father, and my sister and I went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for vacation. My parents had lived there before I was born. My father was stationed at the nearby Air Force Base. And anyway, so yeah, it would have been 6th, or maybe it was before 7th grade. Anyway, there's an old humor book published back in the 60s called How to Live with a Neurotic Dog. And I got a copy of it on that vacation. And one day we're hanging out at the pool, and I got kind of bored with being at the pool. So I told my mother, I'm going to go back up to the room and get my book and read it. Okay. So I'm going back into the hotel and opened the door, metal framed door, over my foot and sliced my little toe on the, I can't remember what foot it was on now. Must have been the right foot. Yeah, must have been right foot. Anyway, sliced it to the bone. Had 6 stitches, I believe. And so anyway, I opened the door, and I don't remember the pain, to be honest with you. But anyway, I started crying. I go back to the pool, and I'm so upset that I can't speak. And I get my mother's attention, and she told me later, I thought you were just whining again. The worst thing about it was it was the next day was our last day of the trip, and we'd been planning to spend the day at the beach because we hadn't gotten enough of beach time. But that canceled that because I couldn't get my foot wet, especially not in the ocean water. I've still got that book. Typical 60s humor book. Gotta get my cruise control set here. I had a really, really good weekend. Finished a painting. Got ready to do the next one. There's a cop. What the hell is he doing here? It's half hidden in the bushes on the side of the road, waiting to catch people. What the hell? What is that about? Hit the wrong button. Huh. Anyway. You know what? The reason I associate it with being 6th grade is because I also got another book which was like it was a little tiny shitty Italian to English dictionary, and I just got it because I thought it was cute. It had a typical 60s cartoon illustration on the cover of a guy twirling up spaghetti on a fork, and I know I brought that to school just for fun. Could I have gotten both of them on the same trip? That's odd. Trying to think what else happened this weekend. We had a really good time going to thrift stores. Oh, I got Keith Richards' autobiography finally. We used to have a copy. We used to have the hardback copy. I must have just sort of glanced through it and got rid of it. But over the course of the last year or two, I've been like, oh, I wish I had it again so I could sort of peruse it. And lo and behold, it was at Goodwill. Guess it's time to get over. Is that a cop? It is. It's the fucking cop. Well, that was all my topics. I sped through them fast enough. You know, Ricky Lee Jones and Tom Waits used to be an item. I wonder if that song, I can't remember the name of the song, but there's a song where he talks about some ex-girlfriend, and he says, she was sharp as a razor, soft as a prayer. I wonder if he was talking about her. I'm going to read her autobiography as soon as it comes in at the library. Started rewatching Death Comes to Town, which is a Kids in the Hall thing. I remember going to Key West, the second time I went to Key West, and watching them in the room. I guess comedy. No, it would have been HBO, because they were first on HBO and then later in reruns on Comedy Central. I really like them. They are, all of them, about 10 years older than me, and yet somehow they are, in a way, representative of or spokesman for supposedly my generation. It's odd, because I don't think of people 10 years older than me being in the same category. Odd. Gotta come up with a good title for this episode. Something that's relevant to the actual content of it, but also is provocative, so that I'll get another 50 hits. I can only imagine people go, oh, dinosaur video. Watch it. 10 seconds. Oh, it's just some dude talking about nothing. Oh my God. I gotta drop 20 pounds. That's all there is to it. Well, okay, I guess that's about it for this visit with you. All right, thanks a lot. See you later. Bye-bye.